Welcome to Dawn of Man. In the game, you control a band of ancient humans striving for survival. This tutorial explains the basics. You can check the in-game help pressing the key F1 for more advanced directions. Camera controls. Dawn of Man uses FPS style camera controls. Move the camera using WASD keys. Rotate the camera using QE keys. Zoom the camera using the mouse wheel. Well done. Note you can pivot the camera around a point by rotating and panning at the same time. You can check out the more advanced controls in the help section and customize the keys in the settings menu. Fishing. Your people will need a constant supply of food to stay alive. One of the more predictable sources of food is fish from rivers and lakes. To send people to fish, select a river, then click on the fish button. Well done! In general, you can assign tasks to your people by selecting objects like trees, rivers, animals, structures, then choosing one of the options in the selection panel. Materials. Next, you should be gathering some basic constructions and crafting materials like sticks and flint. Use the button or menu. Use the button or press 4 to set the game speed to 8x. Pivot. Well done. Now you know how to assign tasks to your people. This is a good way of micromanaging them. Work areas. Too much micromanagement is tedious and inefficient. Work areas are a way to give general commands to your settlement that people will perform continuously. You can specify a location, a resource limit, and the max number of people performing the action at one given time. Place a fish work area, gather sticks, obtain flint, collect and harvest wild plants. Left click to place. Use Z and C keys to change size. Shift and click to place multiple. Collect and harvest wild plants. Work areas. By default, only one person at a time will go to any given work area, but you can increase this if required. Two workers for obtain flint work area. Three of the gather sticks. Game speed to 8x. Well done. Your people will now continuously gather resources until the limit is reached. Note that berries can only be gathered in summer. Other resources in the game can only be gathered in a particular season. Crafting. Now that you have some raw resources, let's craft some hunting tools with them. The main crafting structure in the Stone Age is the crafter. To build one, select the build option in the main menu, then the production button, then the crafter structure. Crafter, a place to create tools and clothing. Crafting. To craft tools, select the crafter, then click on a tool recipe. The crafting task will be added to the queue, and one of your people will perform it as soon as they can. Let's craft some wooden spears to hunt animals and some by faces to butcher them. 3 by faces, 3 wooden spears. Well done! We now have all the tools we need to go hunting. Hunting was a tricky business in the Stone Age. Killing a large animal with sticks and stones was no easy feat. Use primal vision to easily find prey. To find an easy prey. An easy prey highlighted in green. Avoid large animals and carnivores until you have the right tools and manpower. To hunt an animal, select it and click on the hunting button. Enable Primal Vision mode using menu button or pressing the tab key. Tell your people to hunt an easy prey. We've highlighted with green. Boar. Going to drink. Well done! Once the animal has been hunted, your people will butcher it and bring the resources to camp. When hunting In this manner, your people will decide how many of them to send based on the difficulty of the prey. Micromanagement. Sometimes you might want more control over your people's action. You can do this by selecting a few people, then right-clicking on the terrain or target. This way you can move more people around. You can move people around or assign one or more individuals to a particular task. This is especially useful for hunting at the beginning of the game when resources and manpower are limited. Mammoth. Send two people to hunt the same animal. Select them, then right click on the animal. Well done! You can check out the help in the game for more detailed instructions on all the possible ways to control of controlling your people. Skins. One of the resources you obtain from animal is raw skins. They are used to craft clothing and building structures among other things. However, raw skins cannot be used directly. You have to dry them first. In order to do this, you need to build skin dryers. Place 2. Skin dryers. A place to dry skins.
Alume. Lauta.
F1. Help. Dawn of Man. In Dawn of Man, you guide a settlement of ancient humans in their struggle for survival. You have to hunt, gather, craft tools, fight, research new techs, and face the challenges the environment will throw at you. Help F1. Well done! Always keep a stock of dry skins as they are a fundamental building and crafting material in the early eras. Knowledge. In the game you earn knowledge points when doing certain actions, hunting new animals, gathering new resources, reaching certain population levels, etc. You can then use them to research new technologies, which unlock new structures, plants, or mechanics. Knowledge. The food drying tech unlocks the food dryer, which allows you to process raw meat and raw fish into cured meat or dry fish. These last these last for a lot longer and can be stored for the winter in a safe place. Open the text panel using menu button or pressing F7 and research the food drying tech. Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, Cooper Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. Click to unlock. Food drying unlocked. Storage. A storage tent. A basic storage structure. Production. Food dryer, a place to dry food.
Lauta. Upelo.
Well done. Remember to always dry your food and keep it in a storage structure to preserve it for as long as possible. A storage tent so the resources don't decay. Continuous production. Manually producing every item is tedious and inefficient. You can right click on a recipe to toggle continuous production. Your people will then keep on producing the item until the resource limit is reached. Right click, light base, wooden spear, wooden harpoon. Enable continuous production. Well done, your people will now continuously produce the tools until the resources limit is reached. Note that some recipes are set to continuous production by default, like the dry skins and curated meat. If everyone is well fed and taken care of, your settlement will expansion. If everyone is well fed and taken care of, your settlement will reach a high level of welfare and prestige. And more people will want to join it. For new people to join the village, you have to build enough residence buildings to accommodate the new population. Otherwise, they will not come. Residence, a tent, a basic shelter. Use Z and C to rotate and V to switch models. Variant. Well done. New humans will now join your settlement. Note that your settlement can also grow when your people reproduce. This plays a more important role when you reach larger populations, as you can have a larger number of births. Well done, you now know the basics on how to run a settlement. Note that there are quite few other mechanics in the game that are not explained here, like the traders and the invaders. You can get more info from the loading screen hints, user interface tooltips, or the in-game help menu F1 that explains all the concepts in the game with a lot more detail.